Is your 1910 cent also worth $48,000? In this video, we're going to go over everything you need to know about the 1910 wheat cent penny coin, and we're going to show you a coin that sold on heritage auctions for $48,000. Alright, so let's hop into it with this first coin. It is a 1910 wheat cent penny proof coin. Now these coins weigh 3.11 grams. They have a metal composition of 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc. Now the way to tell if you have a proof coin like this is by looking at the remarkably sharp strike details, which is going to look quite different than the standard business strike. The surface is going to exhibit flow lines across a generally smooth, though not necessarily glassy surface. To help you be able to identify a coin like this, essentially, it's going to stand out. It's going to look different. The surface is going to appear differently overall. Long story short, this one did get graded by PCGS and it sold for $780. Now it's important to know that only 2,405 of these coins were ever produced for the proof coins. Now when we go into the Philadelphia issued coins, there were nearly 147 million of these coins produced. Now Philadelphia will typically produce more coins than any other mint, and this just goes to show that. But we are still on the proof coin right here, but this one is in a higher grade. It got a 67 plus, and it sold for $28,800, which goes to show that the condition of your coin is so important. That's why we stress on this channel, handle your coins with care. Be careful where you store your coins, and also if you want some very basic generic tips that are going to help you go a long way, we have a free coin and currency ebook down below. You can pick that up. But let's go on to the Philadelphia issued coins. Remember, there were over 146 million of these coins produced, nearly 147 million. This coin right here was graded by PCGS at a mint state 67, and remember, the highest grade you can get in grading is 70, so this one is 6 points away from the perfect grade of 70. Every point difference really matters. It's going to increase the value of your coin, so handle it with care. This penny was turned into $109. This coin right here was turned into 3,360 buckaroos. It was graded by PCGS at a mint state 67. Now this 1910 wheat cent penny coin is not one to be reckoned with. I mean, only 3 points away from the perfect grade. That is a very hard grade to achieve. Now listen to me carefully right here. Getting this high of a grade is easier said than done. I can talk on YouTube all day about hitting these really high grades, but the reality is most people will never get close to these grades. Now I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I also want to be honest, straightforward, and tell you the reality. Most of the time, getting your coin graded is actually not worth it. You have to know exactly what to look for and to make sure you have a coin that's actually worth getting graded, because it can cost a lot of time and a lot of money going through this process. But if you know what to look for, you definitely have a better shot. This coin right here, because it graded so highly, sold for $3,360. We're only going up in value, guys. $6,730.80 this coin sold for in 2025 on heritage auctions. Now listen closely. If you are watching this video in the future, that is okay. That just means that the values could have gone up or they could have gone down over time. Markets are constantly fluctuating, so it's important to understand where the current market is when you're watching this video. The information in this video is timeless. So this coin right here is a 1910 1 cent coin. Now PCGS graded the coin at a mint state 67, which is just like the previous coin. So why did it sell for double? I'll tell you right now. The reason is because of a few things. So first of all, there is a plus sign after the grade, which will increase the value. That is given by a grader. And also there is a CAC sticker. Now the CAC sticker occurs if you send your coin to another third-party company that's going to evaluate the coin to see if the coin is properly graded. Yes, I know it may seem silly, but that is the reality. These people in the collecting industry are paying money for coins that have a CAC sticker on them because it increases the inherent value. This coin sold for $6,730.80. Moving right along to San Francisco issued coins. Now, if you didn't notice, the 1910 Philadelphia issued coins have no mint mark below the date, signifying they are a Philadelphia issued coin. These San Francisco issued coins have an S mint mark below the date. That is the big difference. And remember, Philadelphia nearly 147 million, while San Francisco only had just over 6 million coins produced. That is a huge difference, which will imply the supply and demand for these coins. Now this coin did get graded by NG RGC at a mint state 64, and it did sell for $312. Now this next one was graded by CAC Grading. So remember I was telling you about the CAC sticker? Well, recently CAC started their own grading company. They said we don't want to deal with stickers anymore, we just want to grade, and they've done relatively well in the industry. I mean, they are a name to be reckoned with, mainly because of the people behind the company. They're very well respected. Now this coin did get graded by them at a 66 plus mint state, and it sold for $4,320. Moving right along to this monster of a coin that sold for $48,000. So PCGS graded this coin at a mint state 67 plus, which is one grade higher than the previous coin. Isn't that crazy? The previous coin sold for $4,320. This one sold for $48,000, over 10 times the amount of money, all because of one grade difference. That is mind-boggling. So it goes to show just how important it is to keep these coins safe, because $48,000, that is some life-changing money. Now look at this coin right here. It looks completely different than the other ones, right? Well, that's because this one was out in circulation for quite some time. PCGS graded this coin at an AU, which means about uncirculated 50. This coin also has what we call a repunched mint mark, so you have to look closely at the mint mark there. It was repunched during the minting process. This little penny was turned into $169. Now this next coin has some crazy toning going on with it, some really interesting coloration here. It almost looks like a fingerprint on the left hand side there, which is possible that it kind of got cemented into the coin. But regardless, this one got graded by PCGS at a mint state 64 with the repunched mint mark, so a high grade, nice, beautifully toned coin with the repunched mint mark. It sold for $1,260. We do hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.